Now let's see if everything's working tonight. Well, I hope it is. And apparently muting my alerts didn't do any good on my phone. Hooray for me. That's okay though. Well, let's start with the obligatory testing phase. See how that shows up. And if it even shows up. It won't. Oh wow, it did. Alright. Let's see. Now, well, I guess we can go over some other things. Some entertainment stuff while we're waiting. Hopefully, I can one day figure out how to turn a person that was here last night into a mod, but we'll figure that out later. I guess we can start with something simple. Got a article here from Bounty in the Comics. It's written by J.B. Augustine, I hope. Sorry if I mispronounced the name. I'm terrible with names. Kevin Conroy recalls Warner Brothers almost relieving him of his Batman duties in resurfaced clip. Hard to believe because it was. I don't think he could have found a better voice for Batman. As I kind of point here, most can't imagine anyone better suited to Batman than Kevin Conroy, even though many have come before and after him in front of cameras and behind a microphone because he is considered the best to ever play the Dark Knight regardless of the medium. Well, regardless of medium. It's true. Except for in that horrible crossover thing that CW did, where I mean, he didn't do anything wrong. That was just terrible. That crisis thing they had going. Luckily, I only saw clips of it. Kevin Conroy has been in the booth as the popular anti-hero for 30 years, since the first episode of Batman the Animated Series, longer than anybody else, and cemented his legacy in animated films, TV shows, video games, and the occasional live-action cameo long before it all almost came crashing down. There came a point in the 2010s when the security of the actor's station teetered precariously on the edge due to his own enthusiasm, which he explains in depth at a San Francisco Comic-Con appearance. Let's see if I can get down to, because first I think people should really look at this. Go to this website. They have a lot of good articles on here. Let's see. Talking about the different things, how many. Wow. He starred in first 3 installments of Batman Arkham series, and he had just finished work on the third Arkham Knight after 2 years and 157,000 lines of dialogue. Let's see. Yeah, where turned out that he'd be ready for Arkham Knight to come out. They were thinking ahead and developing the next game, Arkham Origins. Unfortunately, the sequel was secret at that point, and no one told Conroy about it. Later, he was caught off guard when asked about the newest game that was to become Origins. It hasn't been announced. Conroy wondered, I understand you want to keep things secret so things don't leak out, but dang. You had to do the others. Let's see. Conroy was obviously shocked and reminded the VP of the time and effort he's put into playing and promoting Batman. He bargained, as he put it, knowing they can't stop him from going to Comic-Con, but can stop using him. That is to say, his decades of service were at risk of termination. That's a douche move from them. So they reached an agreement where they'd send what he called a minder to, in essence, babysit his sessions on panels and be like, "Am I in kindergarten?" he asked rhetorically. Come on. It's Kevin Conroy. I guarantee you grab somebody off the street, and even if they don't know the name of the person, if he was just talking, because, basically he didn't have to change his voice much for the role. If you hear him talking different things, then he'll deepen his voice whenever he's supposed to be doing when he's actually supposed to be the parts where he's reading lines for Batman himself instead of Bruce Wayne. He intentionally deepened it. And but you play his voice, everybody's going to say Batman. They're not going to. They don't even no pictures, no nothing. They won't even know who he is, other than they will know that voice is Batman. And he could be talking. He could be reading the recipe out of Better Homes and Gardens for something from a leaflet for cooking Brussels sprouts, and people would recognize his voice. And it's Kevin Conroy. Let's see if I can find something else that may be of interest. It's kind of sad that they would do that. Oh, well, this, I'll save this one for a few minutes. Sorry, I got a little bit of a nose problem right now. A little bit of a runny nose. Pollen and stuff acting up. Guess we can go into something I wanted to go into last night. This one is, of course, still unbounding in the comics. It's written by John F. Trent. Obi-Wan Kenobi showrunner Deborah Chow instantly contradicts herself after claiming she will respect George Lucas's vision. Same words that Kathleen Kennedy said as she laughed and burned the outline that he had written for them. But, if they bought it, they could violate how they want it. One day after all people responsible for the disasters that they made. And if you like it, I'm glad for you. I'm happy for you. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, if you didn't, well, I'm right there with you. I did not enjoy it. The writing was atrocious. I think the reason stuff with Star Wars hits harder for me is I've always had the issues with memorizing things ever since I was little. And all of a sudden, this was while I was living. This was I don't know. I was in middle school, or I was just about to start junior high, and we were having so much issue getting me to remember things. I could remember bits and pieces, but I couldn't remember the whole thing. And my mom, my grandmother, and I, we went out. We went yard selling and stuff. Just it was a nice summer day, and we wasn't too hot. It's just one of those things you do every once in a while. You never know what you'll find at a yard sale. Anyways, we bought this a whole bunch of these boxes for like $10. Oh, hundreds of VHS tapes of different things, and it just so happened that you had all three of the the actual Star Wars movies. You had New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. And of course, this was long before the prequels ever came out, and so I was. So I got back, and I had not seen them before. I had not seen not one bit of Star Wars at that point. And my mom sat me down. She said, "Well, you gotta try these out. You'll watch them and everything." And it caught my attention so well, even with my messed up memory, which, trust me, has not improved over the years, for different reasons from that. But I found I was able to focus enough on it because I was enjoying it so much that after the first time I watched it, I could, at that point, basically remember every line and recite every line and who said it right there, just after the first time. And I watched those tapes until basically you couldn't use them anymore. They were basically that wore out. Just from watching them or winding them. Oh, they're just yeah. And if it wasn't for things like that, I wouldn't have looked into. If it wasn't for like Star Wars, I wouldn't have looked into Greek mythology and all these other things that fascinate me, Greek and Roman and all that, which is where a lot of its roots came from. You also have like the looking into the camera shots. I mean, George Lucas based whenever Han and Luke were sitting in the gunner positions of the Millennium Falcon, he based the movements and everything of the TIE fighters outside and Han and Luke's movements on footage from World War II inside bombers. And I became more fascinated with looking into that stuff. It branches out and from where it began. It means different things to different people, but and you also saw the character, no matter how bad things were and how bad things got, a character that was completely fallible, who starts out arrogant, extremely cocky, so sure of himself until he gets tossed out into the wider galaxy and realizes that he's not all that. He still had some of that arrogance, even towards the end of A New Hope. Whenever he was talking about, I used to shoot womp rats with my T-16. Well, okay. Yeah. He's all cocky because he hadn't really been in any trouble until he actually gets out there. They're attacking the Death Star, and he gets a reality check as he's watching the people that he was just sitting in a meeting with, a strategy meeting, get blasted into oblivion. But no matter how bad things got, the guy never lost hope, and it's just something that they decided to strip away from whenever it came to the new Disney stuff. I mean, I'm not saying that the Disney stuff didn't have potential. It really did. But there's no consistency to the writing. There is no, character development is, what character development? Rey has no character. Rey could have been an interesting character, but no. They threw that away. I mean, she could perfectly do everything with no flaws. Yeah. First time you really get a good look at what Luke can do is whenever he goes and he's looking for R2-D2 and gets smacked in the head by a screeching Tusken Raider in the desert. I mean, for heaven's sakes, he gets beaten, he gets his hand chopped off, he gets humbled. He keeps his confidence and hope, but he loses his arrogance along the way. And like in Empire, when he's training with Yoda, he's struggling, he's failing, he's frustrated. Where did Rey struggle? Or better yet, they throw away characters like Finn. Finn really could have been a really interesting one. I mean, whenever I first saw a thing talking about synopsis of who these characters were, because I didn't see it when it was in theaters, I saw it afterwards. Different reasons on that. We're talking about a defector a stormtrooper that defected. There's all sorts of things you could do with that. And they wasted it. They turned him into the butt of most jokes by the second movie. I mean, what was the point in having him running around in that basically a clear trash bag full of water and hoses, spraying water everywhere? What was the point in that other than hoping that somebody would laugh at it? There was potential that was completely wasted. I think I know I'm rambling on about something that can't be fixed. There's no way to fix it. All I'm hoping for is I don't want them to fix it. I want them to make something better. I want that to be there, even though I don't really particularly like acknowledging its existence. I do acknowledge its existence because you must learn from your failures. And they don't see it the people that made it don't really see it as a failure, whereas a good chunk of people are saying, wait a second, it's sort of like George Lucas pointed it out years ago, and Mel Brooks actually cemented it in people's mind with Spaceballs. And where is the real money in Star Wars? It's not in people watching the movie. It is merchandising. And kids didn't want to play with the stuff. I mean, how many times have you gone to a yard sale or something like that, and you find old Star Wars stuff, the good, stuff from years ago, that you can tell that it was played with to the point that the limbs are trying to fall off, that the paint is so worn on it where they played with it so much. People enjoyed it, and you don't see that with this new stuff. And you have stuff like we'll take this for example. You have like the Mandalorian. It's an alright series. I can enjoy it, but it doesn't lead anywhere. I mean, and then you have the Obi-Wan series. Okay, it's supposed to be a limited series, and I know they won't do what should be done, which is, all right, you're showing where some of the things he was doing whenever he was in the desert. That's fine. That's great. Sure, people would like to know. Well, I mean, it's an interesting concept. But the show should end exactly where um, Luke, where he saves Luke. That's where the show should end. They should be progressively aging Ian McGregor into that point until they gradually making him with the makeup look more and more like Sir Alec Guinness until he hits that point for the end of the series. You know they won't do that because that's a whole bunch of time jumping. I mean, the difference in age for appearance is obvious. But we'll get into the article. I've ranted too much, and I'm sorry. We'll get to more fun stuff here in a few, I hope. Well, at least, hopefully, people find it fun. I'll find it funny. Excuse me. We have Obi-Wan Kenobi showrunner Deborah Chow instantly contradicted herself, vowing to respect George Lucas's vision of the upcoming Disney Plus show that takes place between Revenge of the Sith and New Hope. While discussing the famous line, "I've been waiting for you, Obi-Wan, we meet again at last. The circle is now complete. When I left you, I was but a learner. Now I'm master," Darth Vader utters to Obi-Wan during their lightsaber battle on the Death Star, which, okay, unless these hallucinations on here, unless Vader's supposed to be hallucinations or just a looming threat in the background, but they never actually encounter each other, this is going to be a bad thing. Because you're going to rewrite their first encounter since everything happened. Kenobi actor Ewan McGregor addressed whether or not the battle on Mustafar was indeed the last time Darth Vader felt Kenobi's presence. McGregor told Entertainment Weekly maybe before adding, "It's fun. It's very clever how all these threads are created. It's like working backwards and forwards at the same time for the writers and for Deborah." As for Cho, she first noted it was definitely something we were very mindful of. She then added, "And for me also taking on George Lucas's legacy, it's an honor to take these characters and be able to tell a new story within them, so I wanted to be very respectful to what exists and not change anything that George intended originally, or anything like that." Okay, however, Cho would then state, obviously there's room for interpretation here, and telling the story that they did have these 20 years. And obviously something happened in these 20 years, and that there are some things from our series where there's going to be a little bit more room for interpretation on. Not a good idea. Oh look, the Sith Lord herself, Kathleen Kennedy, the one responsible for but for Gremlins 2. I mean, it had some funny moments in it, but it didn't have the charm of the first one. But yeah, you got her going over talking about it begins 10 years after the dramatic events of Revenge of the Sith. Okay, that could be fine. He faced his greatest defeat, the downfall and corruption of his best friend and Jedi apprentice Anakin Skywalker turned evil Sith Lord Darth Vader. Our fans will be thrilled that Hayden Christensen will be returning in the role of Darth Vader. This will be the rematch of the century. It doesn't work like that. You can't have it both ways in this. I'm sorry. Like I said, if you have them, you have where he's reliving the fight with Vader, where he's reliving the fight with Anakin in his mind in the desert. Fine, because in the EU, it haunted Anakin. The expanded universe, sorry. So I guess it would be EU. It haunted Vader. It drove him mad at times. Well, besides the fact that he was constantly uncomfortable and turned into a S&M nightmare. Kind of happens after you get delimbed and set on fire. And we couldn't tell a story of Obi-Wan Kenobi without addressing Anakin or Vader. McGregor also adds, have another swing at each other might be quite satisfying for everybody. Not really. You're really gonna. They're really gonna have to play this careful. I'm going to give the show a shot, even though I have my things against Disney. I'll give it a shot. I watched The Mandalorian, had enjoyable things. I watched Book of Boba Fett and was bored. How do you make Boba Fett boring? Oh yeah, you have him spend most of the time without his helmet on, so you get rid of all the mystique behind him. You completely domesticate him so that he won't, be this ruthless bounty hunter. All right, he's no longer a bounty hunter. He's turning over a new leaf. You have where, all right, he's becoming a crime lord. Huh. Okay. Well, what about, so you're saying that he's so broken that even he won't go back to have an accidental turn back to his old ways? This was an intimidating character. It was what he was meant to be. And they squandered it. But like I said, I'll give it a shot. If I could give Halo a shot, which I'm not going to talk about that right now unless somebody requests it. But I prefer not to spoil anything for anybody that's actually wanting to wait for it to fully come out and then binge it, because that would be wrong. We're not talking Star Trek, Picard, or Discovery here. There's nothing to ruin there. As bad as the writing has been in Star Wars, the writing for Star Trek Discovery and Star Trek Picard are just nightmarishly bad. I don't know how I've been able to survive subjecting myself to this. I haven't been able to, for the most part, with season 2 of Star Trek Picard or the last season of. I haven't watched the last season made of Star Trek Discovery yet, and I'm trying to steel myself before I do that. And Lower Decks can burn. I will not touch that thing ever again. I had to fight myself through one episode, the first episode, and wanted to gnaw my own arm off trying to survive. Ugh. That show makes Ghostbusters 2016 actually look funny. So, all right, let's see if I can find a different article that maybe somebody might be interested in. Give me one moment. I got a cat knocking on my door. Well, trying to get in the door. Okay, I think that's sorted for the moment. The cat should be pretty happy. Just took it in the living room and gave it some cat treats, so it should be fine for the moment. Let's see. You know what? You know what? I got one. Okay. We're going to go for another one on Bounty in the comics. This also is written by John F. Trent. New report claims Disney refuses to edit 12-second gay scene from Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness for Saudi Arabian audiences. Good. I mean, I don't care. Everybody do their own, you know. But quite frankly, stop editing things for other countries. I mean, everybody knows what they did to Chadwick Boseman when it came to China for the posters for Black Panther. They had the mask on instead of off, or for Finn in the posters for the Disney Star Wars, they shrunk him down. Stop focusing on these other countries that don't like you. Now, stop altering your stuff just to please these other countries. Have some backbone, and I guarantee you that if it had to have been China complaining instead of Saudi Arabia, because they don't make much money in Saudi Arabia from movies, if it had to have been China, they would have edited it for China. I'm sorry. I don't support editing things for people that want to complain in a country that still has camps similar to what Germany had in the 30s and 40s, early 40s. Okay? These people do not have a moral high ground. As far as I'm concerned, if they don't want it there, that's on them. You offer it to them if they want it. If they don't want it, well, too bad. Yeah, these companies like Disney and Warner Brothers and Sony and all these others are going to lose the money from the Chinese audiences, but eventually the Chinese audiences are going to start to get upset at their own country and say, wait a second. Well, even if that's just a small revolt, they'll say, look, we want to watch these things. How about you let it come as is? But nope. I guess that's just me. But yeah, new report claims that the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia has not actually banned Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness from their country, and they are trying to work with Disney to remove the 12-second gay scene from the film in order for the film to be released in their country. Stop pandering to people that throw gay people off of roofs. Shun them. They're bad people. Well, the ones that throw them off roofs. I'm not saying all people in Saudi Arabia are bad. I'm sure not everybody agrees with that practice. Sure, quite a few don't agree with that practice, but don't pander to the ones that do. You have these companies talk about, well, we don't like the law that this state passed, or this one passed, or this one passed, so we won't do stuff there. But you'll pander to all these other terrible places that do terrible things to people. I don't care. I don't think. Unless it's a 12-second scene where you're getting somebody clapping somebody else's cheeks, which nobody wants to see that in a Doctor Strange movie, then there's no reason to edit it. Good heavens. A previous report from Variety's Nick Vivarelli, I hope. I'm sorry, I'm not, like I said earlier, I'm not good with names. Claimed that the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia was refusing to provide a permit to release the film, with speculation indicating it had something to do with I can't pronounce that Gomez's America Chavez character. No one cares. Seriously. Oh boy. You have a. No one cares. Like I said, unless you have 12 seconds of somebody getting their cheeks clapped by somebody else, no one cares. If they had that, then yeah. Because this is supposed to be a movie that kids are going to want to see too. And, I mean, I'm sorry. I'm not taking an 8-year-old, 7 or 8-year-old to see this. Whenever, like one of my little cousins, I'm not taking them to see this and have them ask, well, what are they doing? That's not for me to answer. That's their parents. No, that's your parents' responsibility, not mine. I don't know. I guess some people are going to say I'm in the wrong on it, but 12 seconds explain. 12 seconds scene. She's just talking about her 2 moms. Really? That's it? Some people got 2 moms, 2 dads, no mom and no dad. I mean, yeah, people raised by their grandparents, people raised by siblings, people raised by raised in foster homes, any variety. Who cares? And if these douchebags over in Saudi Arabia don't like it, that's on them. Don't give them anything. Same with things in China. China seems to, the Chinese government and some of its people, I don't say all its people, seem to have something wrong with people that look like Chadwick Boseman and who played Finn? I'm sorry. Good heavens, I feel bad about forgetting his name. But anyways, you get what I'm saying. Maybe like if somebody tried to do that to Eddie Murphy would flat out go screw yourself. Well, at least back in the day, whenever he had a career that was out in the limelight, he would have said, "You can screw yourself. No, you don't want me. Well, that's fine. I don't want your money. I'll make my money somewhere else." Good Lord, if they had to have tried that with Richard Pryor, whew, his entire next stand-up would have been crucifying them. But it's sort of like they talk about. You have thing like you have with the Fantastic Beast, The Secrets of Dumbledore. You have where you have stuff there, and I don't care. As long as a show or movie or book or whatever's writing's good, who cares who somebody sleeps with? No one cares. And these are fictional characters. Fictional, not real. Thus, it matters even less. Who cares? Just look. I'll say this: Jonah Bounty in the comics. Read the articles. John F. Trent is one of the better people to reference because he is, and I mean not just him on here, but I mean he's the first person I found out that I heard about and looked for it. Greetings, old man. He's the first person I heard about going into it, and that was writing a lot of these articles. That he's how I found out about the website. And you know what? He's an excellent writer, unlike me. And unlike in some websites, he takes the time to actually make sure to write things out in a legible manner instead of 3 of the same word over and over again when not quoting someone. I could name a few websites on that. But yes, greetings, old man. I guess we'll get into another article. This one is another one that I wanted to go over last night, but didn't get around to. And then we can get into more of the fun meltdowns. Here we go. This one will actually mean something to you, old man. How's my audio, by the way? I do hope my fan is not driving anybody nuts. I really apologize if it is. Sorry, had to get something to drink. Let's see. We will go with. We'll click this, and there we go. All right, we're starting out not good. Yeah. I need a holy hand grenade. Is that Raffy Judkins? I hope. That's great to hear. Is that Raffy Judkins? I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But confirms the Wheel of Time will introduce new. Can I say Alphabet Mafia? Because I'm not going to go over the letters every time. Those that are part of that, sorry. I can't keep up with the fact that they keep adding letters and numbers. Relationships, Alphabet Mafia relationships, and Season 2 will further explore a polyamorous relationship. Okay. Is the writing going to make sense at least? I mean, alright. Full disclosure, I watched Wheel of Time. I probably should have just read the books because I'm not saying I didn't enjoy it. I enjoyed the show. But I still, to this day, and I rewatched it a second time, have no idea what the hell I watched. No idea at all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for those up there. Sorry, old man. I need the books. I need something that makes sense. I'm not saying the show wasn't good because it was entertaining. I enjoyed the show. I have no damn clue what I watched. You know, that's my only complaint about it is I'm like a deaf person sitting at a ventriloquist act. And the sign language interpreter is just sitting there staring at me instead of moving his hands to tell me what's going on. Okay, just saying. Oh boy, I'll probably get me yeeted off of YouTube soon. Oh, because of that comment. Yes, see, more context. That's all I'm asking. Maybe in Season 2 they'll add some context so I can understand what in the world's going on. I mean, I get some things I understand, other things it's just okay. No, I mean, you just get this whole sense of okay, but why though? Whenever interesting things are happening. But yeah, all right. What's a polyamorous? I'll look that up in a few. Some special relationship, I guess, between a couple characters, okay, and between a character and her two warders, Maxim and Ivan. That was introduced in the show's first season. Does that mean that is polyamorous anything like polygamy? You know, multiple, whatever. Worked in Utah for years. Anyways, Judkins' confirmation came as part of Video presentation he participated in for JordanCon 2022, where he also revealed that the show will be race swapping. Okay, as long as you, I have no idea if it's race swapping or not, so that doesn't matter to me. I haven't read the books, and even if it is, just make the character good. It's like my complaints with the Rings of Power. Come on, just make the writing good, please. With casting of smart. I'm not even going to try to do that, and I'll just butcher it. Please forgive me. Early in the presentation, Judkins was asked, are there any plans to include other Alphabet Mafia relationships in the show? He responded, I mean, we predominantly in the show have been trying to take things that were suggested or hinted at being Alphabet Mafia relationships in the books and sort of expanding upon them, bringing those out, letting us know more about those characters and their feelings for each other. Okay. I understand you're trying to flesh out relationships with stuff, but please tell me you're also going to expand on explaining what the hell's going on. Sorry. Are taking things that we don't know what the relationship is between those two people and giving them something, he asserted. Knowing or relating to polyamory, the piece or the practice or condition of participating simultaneously in more than one serious romantic or sexual relationship with the knowledge and consent of all partners. It's polygamy. Why didn't they just say polygamy? It's like or you could just put it as a threesome. Okay, it's like a never-ending threesome or foursome or however many they want to throw in. Sorry, I'm old. Leave me alone. Not mean to offend those that go that route, just saying I'm old and terms are hard for me. Just saying. Would you excuse me for 1 second? My nose just started to bleed. Wow, that was a lot of blood. Sorry. Heck of a way to come back. Let's figure out where we are. Yeah. Sorry to anybody that may be upset by my Alphabet Mafia thing. I'm sorry, but not quite sorry. I get that because one of the people that has come out in the media a lot that says that they claims to be a supposed leader looks like they could replace Marlon Brando in The Godfather. But anyways, they're wanting to add more focus on some of these relationships. Fine. You have a lot of times that will include their relationship with people, be they the same gender, a different one, or ungendered. Is that a eunuch? How do you be ungendered? Does that mean you don't have any parts? In which case, seek help. Thank you. That was a lot of blood, old man. At least I got it off my keyboard. I was sitting here and all of a sudden my lip burned. And I wiped my lip and the finger turned a nice shade of red. But anyways, you want to have these relationships and they're fine. I don't really care. That doesn't matter. I want a story I can comprehend. Maybe more context would be nice. You can add that. As long as you add context with it, I'd be happy. The show was entertaining. I'm not going to say it's the greatest show ever made or anything, but it was entertaining. A lot of people complained about it because it diverted too much from books or whatever. And I understand that. I understand being upset about things straying away from books. I understand that quite well. I mean, my arguments when it comes to like Lord of the Rings is you're wasting the characters that were made. Adding in new ones is fine, but don't do that at the expense of what is already established, what is already there. I mean, to some people, Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, and Unfinished Tales, and Silmarillion might as well be the gospel. I mean, they're here's a statement. Because I think when you have all the characters moving as a group in a TV show, it can be harder to get into their interior emotional lives. He said, we're doing all kinds of cool stuff, don't get me wrong, in season 2, but that's the thing that I'm most excited about is for people to just get to know them better and get to see why they really want and how what they really want and how they're progressing, he concluded, because when you get to the end of season 2, some of those characters almost feel unrecognizable to who they were at the start of season 1. Okay, I understand you're progressing on this stuff, and it'd be hard for me, from my perspective, for them not to be unrecognizable, considering you're implying that you're adding context, which, okay, I'm happy with that. Context, please. Please. Wheel of Time's first season saw its audience flee the show throughout the season 8 episodes, according to Nielsen's report. And the show was second most viewed streaming program for the week ending November 21st. Nielsen reported the series had over 1.163 billion minutes viewed over 3 episodes. The show would see significant drop the next week when the release schedule reverted to 1 show a week. Nielsen reported, which I think is a better model. Okay, you get the people that watch it one episode a week, and then you got those that say, all right, well, I'm going to wait till it's done and I'll just binge the whole thing. If you do that, it's fine. I mean, yeah, binging things is fun, but it's sort of like with Cobra Kai. I watched the whole thing in one night on the last season, and then I had nothing to do. It was, but yeah, 1 week Nielsen reported it dropped sixth on their charts, only 663 million minutes watched. It would continue to drop with the release of the show's 7th episode, only bringing in 467 million minutes viewed. However, the show would see a spike with the release of the 8th episode, with people more than likely binging the entire show from the beginning. But even then, Nielsen reports it only had 638 million minutes watched that week. And me, I didn't watch it till of course, you old men suggested that I try it out. And I did. I'm happy I did. Wouldn't the show would remain on Nielsen's chart for another week, bringing in another 630 million minutes. However, by the week ending January 9th, the show had completely vanished from the charts, falling below 344 million minutes. The amount of time watched for Netflix's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, which I never saw, the 20th program on the list, given the falling ratings through the show's first ratings, it's more than likely the show's ratings for season 2 will continue to decline. I kind of hope not. If they actually do well and make it so that you know what the hell's going on, I'm sure their numbers will get better. But yeah, I think at the same time that released, you had other things that released. People got distracted, and I'm not going to just crap all over it. That would be wrong. But like I said, I'll give it a shot. I hope season 2 at least fleshes things out better as far as telling me what in the hell I'm watching. Sorry about that. Let's see. We can go back to the Bunny of Doom. Sorry. Yeah, ungendered is something I'll have to look up because I have no idea what in the world that is. I don't mean to offend, but I'm old. And as you can tell with my streaming, I'm really, if I can't figure this out, I barely figure this out. If I can barely figure this out, please don't expect me to understand some other concepts that make no real sense to me. But anyways, let's get to something more fun. Well, sort of more fun. This is another one I'm bounding into comics. We're going to go for, after claiming Twitter will become a hotbed for, yeah, it is the Reddit. Look at the bones. After claiming Twitter will become a hotbed for insurrectionists, actor John Leguizamo whines about losing thousands of followers. Another one by John F. Trent. And my means of monitoring my chat just got ripped off of my table by my cat. Thank you, E. You went from chewing on my toes to pulling my phone off so I couldn't monitor my chat. I'm having to monitor it 2 ways. Let's see. Yeah, this is by John F. Trent as well. Actor John Leguizamo, who previously admitted he lost half of his fans due to his embrace of identity politics, is now whining he's lost thousands of followers on Twitter after Elon Musk's purchase of the company. Well, however, before whining about losing followers, Leguizamo claimed the social media platform would become a hotbed for insurrectionists and hate mongering. I'll see if I can, if I have time, we'll go into some of his tweets and we'll see what a hate monger really looks like. I've seen some of his stuff in the past. He is one toxic person. Heck, he complained about the lack of, I guess we'll put it this way, lack of representation, not in those exact words, in that Mario movie that has Chris Pratt in it that's coming up. Same here, will become a hotbed for him. Not sure I'm interested in Twitter if Elon Musk owns it. Well, I would, even though I don't agree with him on basically anything, I would like him to stay. If for no other reason, more voices with more opinions, the better. Hashtag not my Twitter. If you can't beat them, buy them. Well, okay. I lost thousands of followers. Well, you know what? Hey, this even has the Social Blade stuff. If you look back over the course of the entire month of April, Leguizamo started the month with 403,513 followers. Social Blade currently reports he has 402,281. But checking on Twitter, he is currently at 402,385. It's more than likely Social Blade is just behind in its live reporting. Okay. Now, this is just the theory. I am there. Yeah, a whole bunch of people talking about thousands of drops and followers and stuff like that. How many of them are bots that are removed? Is my question. And seriously. Or what happens if the lower number is the actual number that they really have, but Twitter had been inflating the numbers to get more traction for somebody that speaks a way they agree with? You know, I'm just curious on that one. Interestingly, as noted above, Leguizamo admitted earlier this year in an interview with the Oscars where he admitted he lost half his followers due to his embrace of identity politics. But this is a real simple thing. Anybody understand? It's something that, quite frankly, Hollywood understood decades ago. Keep your political commentary separate from your movies. Don't do anything to damage the studio or the movie or the show you're doing. It's basically, that's not saying you couldn't have your opinions and not saying you couldn't state them. Just don't state them while you're in the official capacity of the company. So while you are officially representing them, while you were on, it's like if you were out there and you were promoting, like if you were promoting a movie, okay, like here, promoting this Disney's Encanto or Canto or I don't know. Sorry. I heard people enjoyed it. I'm not good with names. Anyways, if you're out here officially promoting it, don't put your politics at that time. Whenever you're not officially promoting your movie, that was fine. And he has a tendency, like he has in the past, to make comments that go political while promoting something, and you would see drop-offs in numbers for people going to see it. And it's... But I really don't want to see him bail off of Twitter just because he got butthurt because somebody else is saying, hey, allow anybody on here that wants to be on here to speak. And it is clearly stated by Elon Musk himself, which I'll show the tweet later, where he is specifically focusing on where he only wants you to be limited on what to say, as far as you cannot say something that is already illegal for one to say. That the law is the only boundary it will have. If you don't like something, you could always talk to your representative and try to get passed forth something that you want and see how well it flies. That is what he stated, not word for word on that last bit, to do with Twitter. Makes sense. He says, well, being vocal has its cost. It has a cost, like when I became very politically conscious, and then politically on my social, I lost half my followers, and then I got a lot of hate tweets. This is one they like to keep saying, well, go back to your country, go back to Mexico, which I'm not. No, nobody. Everybody knows that is the generic thing they like to throw out whenever they say, well, I got that. No. I'm sure one idiot out there said it but this is a person that anytime anybody has a difference of opinion or questions a statement, he is the first one to say, oh, it's a hate tweet. It's a hate speech message. No, it's not. Now, somebody tell you go back to your country, they're idiots. Treat them as such. Good Lord. You're what, in your 50s? And you don't understand. You are from before AOL chat rooms. Of course, if I was going to comment on him, if I was going to give anything, it would be comments on his less than stellar roles. Anybody remember the movie The Pest? Well, he's living up to that now. But, it's fine. All right, now it says, let's see, what was that? Oh, that's Instagram. I don't really use that either. All I'm saying is, other than I click on the Instagram stuff whenever it is, now the guy is not the most stable individual. At times, but he's entitled to his opinion, and I want his opinions to be out there. How do you handle bad opinions? How do you handle people saying things you don't like? Have it out there for the whole world to see and criticize them for what they're saying. Not that hard. And this is just me, but it's sort of like they try to say, well, there's no such, he's one that likes to go, there's no such thing as cancel culture, it's consequence culture. Well, lost 1,000 followers. Let's say it wasn't bots, it was actual people, or the half of his followers before that, as he stated. I ever think that that's a consequence of your own actions and words? So you're saying, well, it's consequence culture. Well, guess what? The sword has two edges. It can cut you just as well as it can cut the next person in front of you. Remember that. But that's him. He didn't have as much of a good meltdown, but as I'm sure the meat and bones of this, what I'm sure you're here for, old man. Let's get to, now this is going to be a different website. This is on the New York Post. It's on the New York Post. All right. Twitter workers freaking out over Elon Musk in internal Slack messages. This is written by Andy No. And the only reason I know that it's Andy No is because I've actually seen him before. And he's pronounced his name, so it made it easier for me. Leaked internal communications by Twitter employees reveal woke employees are overtaken by despair and anger about Elon Musk's month-long effort to acquire Twitter. Musk announced he would purchase the company for $44 billion on Monday. The deal concludes a month-long saga that began with Musk first tweeting out polls and his thoughts about the decline of free speech on Twitter. On the business communication platform Slack, some Twitter employees vented against the new owner. Leaked messages reveal physically cringy watching Elon talk about free speech. A site reliability engineer who identifies as a non-binary, transgender, and plural person wrote, "What? Old man, remind me later to look up some of these things because what? Identifies as a non-binary, transgender, and plural person. Are you a Siamese twin or something? Sorry for the term, but it's the only one I know. Conjoined twin. That's the one I'm looking for. Conjoined twin. Do you disagree with your other half? Do you disagree with the person you're conjoined to? I don't know. I have no idea what the hell that is. I'm confused. And now I'm probably going to get crucified by YouTube because I have no idea what the hell a plural person is. It sounds like a conjoined twin. Where is that on the Alphabet Mafia letter scale? I didn't see a P on there. I guess that's under the plus category, although plus counts as something now by itself. There's a different article that I saw earlier. I'm not going to go into that. I don't want to drag into that one. We're all going through the 5 stages of grief in cycles, and everyone's nerves are frazzled, wrote a senior staff software engineer who called Musk an a-hole and tried to console his colleagues. We're all spinning our wheels and coming up with worst case scenarios. Trump returns, no more moderation. The fact is that Musk has not talked about what he is planning on doing in any detail outside of broad sweeping statements that could be easily seen as hyperbolic showboating. Well, panic! Oh no, the bad orange man might be listed. It might be unbanned, even though the bad orange man said that he's staying on his Truth Social thing, which somehow explain this one. Hit number 1 on the App Store, I think it was. Explain that one, and it doesn't even work. I mean, it works better than anything from CD Projekt Red right now, but that's not much. A senior staff video engineer announced he would be quitting. Not the place to say it, perhaps, but I will not work for this company after the takeover. Well, okay, you got 6 months to get your affairs in order and get another job. That's on you. I mean, the guy literally is giving you job security, considering you are taking in $5 million in ad revenue every year. That is how much your company has become. That's how much it's worth right now, basically. It was tanking, and it would continue to tank. He popped up and said, I'll buy it. You keep on saying, well, if you don't like it, you can make your own platform. And then you control the things that allow a platform to come into existence. And you say, well, that's your own fault. Make your own system to do it. Well, you know what? Never mind. I'll just buy yours. That's basically what Elon said. Here, I'll just buy yours. It's dying. Maybe I can make something out of it. Following the back and forth among multiple employees angry about the news, some warned that their communications on site could be searched. The employees then moved their conversation onto their personal devices using the encrypted chat application Signal. Okay. Twitter's leadership appeared to predict an internal backlash and possible sabotage when it locked down the ability of its employees to make changes to the platform through Friday. Leading up to Monday's deal, Twitter employees had already been venting for weeks on Slack about Musk and defending the platform's moderation enforcement. A Musk-owned Twitter is one of the greatest threats to the 2022 and 2024 elections. We are effed if this happens. How? Oh, yeah, because you won't be able to choke off stories and comments from people. You won't be able to censor the people that you don't want to have and boost the ones you do. Oh, well, you won't be able to do that one. A reliability engineer manager said Musk's views on free speech is cover for I want to not be held accountable for saying or amplifying harmful things. No, he's not saying that a person would not be held accountable for the things they say. He's saying that you are allowed to say the things. You break the law, sorry, you'll be held accountable for it. If you say something that people don't like, they're going to respond negatively to you. That's where the accountability comes in. If somebody starts spewing off racial epithets, everybody's going to call them an ass clown and send them on their way. Sorry. Filter's turning off. Good Lord. So scared of somebody actually saying something outside of your lockstep narrative. Good Lord. Another engineer wrote self-reported censorship is sometimes just horrible. People effing around and then finding out. A senior content strategist responded, and it doesn't happen often enough. No, somebody said something you didn't like, but others didn't mind, and you get whining about it. Dave Chappelle tells a joke, you whine and cry because he didn't get crucified for saying a joke. And we just got over this. It's like with John Leguizamo. I don't agree with a lot of what he says. Well, most of what he says I don't agree with. I want him there. It's real simple. I don't agree with harassing him, but I do agree that, hey, you could say, I don't like that, and here's why. Or, you're just a douche. You could say that. If you still have the ability to block the people you don't want to interact with. Elon never said he was taking away that function. That senior content strategist who worked as a left-wing political operative outside of Twitter led many of the conversations that were heavily critical of Musk. Sometimes I think it can't be as bad as I'm imagining it'll be. Then I see something like this and I'm all, nope, it'll be even worse, she wrote, responding to Musk's tweet last week. Okay. I'm gonna have to give some context there. Is it because he said he's? No, it doesn't matter. But not all employees kept their views within internal business chats. Some of the strongest comments against Musk were made publicly on the employees' Twitter accounts. Addison Hallenstein, please do not contact any of the people that get highlighted through Twitter. Leave them alone. Just they're not worth your time if anybody else is watching other than an old man who, quite frankly, he is just sitting back laughing, watching the stupidity, and he's not going to care what they do. This person, a software engineer, tweeted, "You asked me why Elon Musk, why are you using little asterisks, buying 9.2% of Twitter and getting a board seat is bad?" And I'm explaining why this was clearly not his end goal, and things certainly will certainly get worse and potentially be dangerous for democracy and global affairs. How? Oh no. People will be able to discuss what they like and don't like about a candidate? Oh, good Lord. We can't have differing opinions. We must control the narrative at all times. Bloody anal-twirling butt monkeys. As part of their severance package, whenever they either quit or get canned, they should be handed a case of Preparation H. That should take care of some of the butt hurt they got. Some still whining about the orange boogeyman. Well, here's one for you, buddy. Where'd the bad orange man touch you? Show us on the dolly. Do you need another dolly? I mean, really. The problem with Elon Musk is that he has demonstrated a pattern of harmful behavior consistently and disproportionately impacts marginalized people. So maybe let's not give him any more power than he already stole. What did he steal? You're be able to back that up, you moron. Because as far as I can tell, he either purchased companies and built them up or made it himself. Good Lord. Yeah, this holler person, an engineer, broke down in multiple tweets earlier in the month when it was announced that Musk could take on a leadership role. Oh, that was the one I just went over. Connor Campbell, a non-binary front-end engineer. If you were a doctor, I would say it was something completely different. Responded directly to Musk on Tuesday, defending Twitter's censorship of the post for its reporting on Hunter Biden's laptop shortly before the 2020 presidential election. Twitter had a policy about hacked documents. We applied this policy equally, Campbell claimed. The contents of the laptop were not hacked, as the Washington Post and the Times both acknowledged. Former Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey said it was a total mistake at a congressional hearing last year. You think? Well, you see it as a mistake now because you screwed everything up, but, that's on you. You screwed us all over with that one. This Laura Gomez, who used to lead localization for Twitter, tweeted, "A Musk-owned Twitter is one of the greatest threats." Oh, I already went over that. Separately on Slack, multiple Twitter employees disparaged this journalist repeatedly for posting screenshots of their colleagues' publicly available tweets. They also discussed ways they thought his tweets could be in violation of Twitter's policies. How is this no a-hole verified? Asked the senior staff software engineer. Multiple employees used insults to refer to this journalist before conceding that the tweets didn't violate the rules. They suggested to one another to remove mentions of Twitter employment in their Twitter biographies. If you like to cover yourself now, you do remember once it's online, it's always there. And it's like this. I'm sure any number of things I've said probably pissed people off along the way because I'm old. Anybody can bring it up, and I don't care. I mean, I'm just going to flat out tell you, I'm old. And if I don't know something or something confuses me, I'm going to tell you, it confuses the hell out of me. No, I'm not here to I'm not here to actively, what the hell am I looking at? Sorry. Before we get into the Twitter stuff, old man, I think I'm going to click on this because I'm confused. Even further than I was earlier. Are you seeing this? Here, I'll click it to make it larger. Come on. Here we go. Load, please. I'm begging you, load. Block. Bully hand grenade, go. No, I don't want that. Okay. Before we get into the rest of the Twitter fun, let's, I know this isn't considered entertainment news, but, what the hell is this? Fictosexual man married hologram bride, but now struggles to bond with her. You married a hologram. She's not real, but his feelings are. A fictosexual man who wed a fictional computer-synthesized pop singer 4 years ago said he's now unable to communicate with his wife, but is still in love with her. Sorry, Mr. Kondo, I cannot pronounce your first name. 38 was dating. I'm not even going to try to butcher that name either. No, Mr. Kondo, I'm sorry. Depicted in pop culture as a 16-year-old with turquoise hair for a decade before they had an unofficial wedding ceremony in 2018. Kondo, one of many who identifies as fictosexual or someone who is sexually attracted to fictional characters, spent 2 million yen or about $17,300 on the nuptials, but his family did not attend. They were looking at how to institutionalize you. Sorry, that was wrong of me. Forgive my oldness, but what the hell? Now married for 4 years, Kondo 38 said his relationship has hit a roadblock. He can no longer speak with Miku, I guess, due to a technological hurdle, according to Japanese newspaper. Wow, I can't pronounce that. Could you just get a real doll that's made to look like that? Make up for your problems there, dude. Anyways, sorry. While Kondo acknowledges his relationship might be odd, he understands that Miku isn't a real person. Well, that's good. So he's not completely out of his gourd. And yet he is. It doesn't change his feelings for her. Since falling in love with her in 2008, Kondo was finally able to interact with Miku for the first time in 2017 thanks to a Gatebox, a $1,300 machine that allowed device owners to interact with characters via holograms and even unofficially married them. I think I'm going to have a stroke. I think I'm forming an aneurysm trying to figure this out. Okay, let's press on. I can do this. But now his 4-year marriage took a turn when support for Gatebox software was eliminated, meaning that Kondo could no longer speak with his wife, Miku, according to NewsHub. Kondo insists it hasn't lessened his feelings. My love for Miku hasn't changed, he told. I'm not going to butcher that. I'm sorry, Japan. I just can't pronounce that. Which noted he now carried around a life-size version of Miku. I held the wedding ceremony because I thought I could be with her forever. Now you got a stuffed one. I hope you're not stuffing it. Sorry. It's blushing, looks surprised, and happy at the same time. He's stuffing the doll. Sorry. Kondo is far from the only person in the world in a relationship with a character. Thousands of fictosexual people in Japan have begun similar unofficial relationships with a variety of fictitious figures, the Mirror reported. While some relationships are just for kicks, Kondo's is to him very real. For a long time, he said he knew a human partner just wasn't for him due to his intense attraction to characters like Miku, a popular figure in anime and Japanese culture, created as a synthesized voice using Yamaha's Vocaloid technology. Miku entered mainstream media. How many of these dolls has he stuffed? Sorry, badly. Bad beast. Eventually, sorry, Miku entered mainstream media as a human, but fictionalized character in manga, anime series, and video games. Eventually, she became prominent enough to tour with the likes of Lady Gaga on her 2014 Art Pop Ball tour. Oh, that doll is touring some balls, I can tell you that much. Sorry. Down boy, heel. Whew, this is a hard one. Thank God I'm not just making a regular video I'd have to edit. Oh, it's a hard one to get through. Miku is just famous. She's also helped Kondo with his depression. Well, okay, I'm glad he's helped with depression, but cut some grass, dude. You know what? You're in Japan. Smoke some grass. That may help too. I never can say I'd ever recommend that for anyone, but your case, dude, might help. Kondo first became familiar with Miku in 2008 after bullying at work caused him to become depressed. Despite finding it difficult to accept his feelings at first, he knew humans weren't right for him after being met with rejection by others. I stayed in my room for 24 hours a day and watched videos of Miku the whole time. 2017, his relationship blossomed with Miku thanks to Gatebox, which gave Kondo a chance to propose to Miku, and he invited his family and co-workers to the ceremony. But none of them came. I wonder why. But 39 people did attend, including strangers and online friends, some of whom are also fictosexual. You know what? Teach their own. I can laugh at it. But, do whatever makes you happy, dude, as long as it doesn't involve animals or children, okay, and as long as it's consensual or fictitious in this case, okay. But Am I so old I'm out of touch trying to understand this stuff? Because I need a lifeline here to figure out what the hell is. Do you understand this one, old man? Or if anybody else happens to pop up in chat, does anybody else understand this? Because I sure don't. I'm going to avoid this one. Yeah, that technically that would be somewhat entertainment news, but that's touching on something I don't want to deal with. Sorry. Yeah. I'm not going to take down the tone of this gentleman and his love puppet. No. You know, have you ever thought of going to an anime convention or something? I'm sure there's plenty of people that dress up like this for you. You know, get people. But, you know, okay. Get past the general awkwardness. Good luck, dude. But whatever makes you happy. Yeah. All right, we're going to go back over to this screen for a moment while I try to bleach my eyes because I don't quite understand what I just saw, but okay. All right, let's get to some more fun. We're gonna start off with some. We're gonna get into some Elon Musk tweets just because we need a palate cleanser after whatever the hell that was that I just read. Okay. Listen, I can do miracles. Now I'm going to buy McDonald's and fix all the ice cream machines. Okay, let's. Elon Musk, when he realizes he bought Twitter for $44 billion, but we all got it for free off the App Store. Not really. Listen, doesn't believe he's going through with it. Boy, are you wrong. Let's see. Twitter DMs should have end-to-end encryption like Signal so no one can spy on or hack your messages. Let's make Twitter maximum fun. Okay, let's see how many people are ticked off about this one. First, make this the logo. I'm trying to remember. Isn't that that one fish that Will Smith voiced? Is he gonna swim? If you click it for the it'll have an animation where it swims up and slaps a Chris Rock fish or something. Oh, well, here we go. Spent 54 trillion of your money. Spent 44 billion of his own money. That's pretty accurate. Oh wow, that is okay. I don't get it. I'll leave it alone. I don't know who needs this, but here. People tend to believe. Okay. Why would anybody be experienced? I still don't get all those people that have some sort of grief over him buying Twitter. And Twitter improvements. One, the feature of closed conversations to stop spying. Two, the feature of communication by calling. Three, the feature of attaching documents. Four, increasing the number of characters available to reach 300 characters for the tweet. 5. Marking the commercial account in green and the personal in blue. 6. Additional personal data can be added to the identifier. 7. Add status icons such as WhatsApp. Sorry to break it to you. I don't want to mess up your name. Most of these are called a cell phone, buddy. You know, closed conversation, cell phone. The feature of communication by calling, cell phone. Feature of attaching document, text. Increase the number of characters available. You got more than that in a text. Am I missing something here? You know, I don't know what it says, but the letters are awfully pretty. I don't know. I'm going to get flayed for that one. Like I said before, please do not contact anybody that gets pointed out on this. They're just, this is just fun for laughing at things. Calling Messi a midget is disrespectful to the best player in history. Who is Messi? I don't care. What do you mean by that? This one just says add porn. Okay. You know, there's other websites for that. Are you the type of person that gets excited because you typed in boobs on a calculator? Listen, I'll bring the whiskey. Listen, need a top 5 friends and bring the MySpace music player back. I was the only one missing MySpace all these years. What the hell is MySpace? Can you explain that one, old man? I mean, I heard about it, but as far as a name, but I never actually looked into what the hell it was. So, something like Facebook or something. Another thing I'd never use if I didn't have family on it. Let's see. You make Twitter fun. This one, I'm going to buy the Reds and make them competitive. Oh wow, that's rough. You know, you're complaining about Tesla stock dropping. Trust me, it'll pop back up. It probably wouldn't be dropped if a handful of people didn't decide to get spiteful and short the stock. But, that's just me. Stop appeasing to Reddit edgelord contrarians. What? That's because of me. How does that have anything to... MySpace is... Okay, thank you. We going full Johnny Lawrence again. This one's make Twitter great again. Okay, yeah. Okay. Aw, what a happy little dog. Donut operator. Put another one. Oh, God. Don't remember why it died. Probably because Facebook. Okay. What am I watching? They're trying to force more hot dogs in this guy's mouth after beating him bloody on the chest. Just, huh? Well, okay. Can you think of anybody on Twitter you'd like me to look up to see their reactions? You know. Everest coin. Only if you kick Bezos back down the mountain. All right, not really getting anything too good on that one. So let's see if we can get some replies. See, this is that's cool. Why do they have a turtle beanie baby? But okay, you know, maybe it was their kid's toy or something that their kids had send with them. Who knows? Buying Twitter after moving. Okay. I mean, I'd almost get Twitter just to follow the SpaceX stuff because, that stuff fascinates me. That is awesome. An awesome photo. Now, is it Photoshop? Maybe. High probability. If it isn't, that's awesome. I'll have to look up and see if it's real later. When you accept their apology, but you're still upset. Way to Mars. Wow. Huh. That is. Huh. just an advanced breed of monkeys on a minor planet of a very average star, but we can understand the universe. That makes us something very special. Yeah. People American, did you just insult my culture? I'm 5% Italian. Oh my god, I'm sorry. People in Europe, I hate you. Me too. Actually, that's generally here. Let's see. Okay. We'll read through this one, because this is actually, by free speech I simply mean that which matches the law. I am against censorship that goes far beyond the law. If people want less free speech, they will ask government to pass laws to that effect. Therefore, going beyond the law is contrary to the will of the people. I don't see why he said anything wrong with that. Does this mean you support the removal of hate speech on Twitter, or do you even want to enforce it more effectively than Twitter does at the moment? It's hate speech is a bullshit term. You censorious douche nozzle. Saying you can't even define what it exactly is because it doesn't exist. I guarantee you I will find a damn unicorn. We're not talking like we're in Canada where they have deemed, oh no, somebody slightly offended somebody. That's hate speech. Or Germany where, God forbid, you go through and you misread somebody's name. This literally happened. A person was fined over in Germany because they misread the name tag of another government worker. They misread the name tag. They did not pronounce the name correctly. So they were punished. No, screw you. Speech, hate, or otherwise, is a protected right. Hate, crime, already has laws against it. Yes, crime. See? Is inciting an insurrection considered free speech? Asking for a country. Is rioting, murdering, burning down things, and ultimately getting released by every DA possible with no convictions actually done during the summer of love, killing dozens and destroying billions of dollars in property? Is that what you would consider okay speech? Just asking for the rest of the country that watched you support those who terrorized. But see, I have the permanent victim status. Yay for you! Oh, let's see. This is perfectly logical, but will still outrage everyone trying to control a narrative on here. It is perfectly illogical. Obvious examples: churches, libraries, movie theaters, etc., all regulate speech in ways that are wholly necessary to have a usable service. The same applies here. Allowing harassment and abuse to proliferate on here would make Twitter unusable. Wow, you are completely brain dead. Oh, well, there's why. You put your little pronouns in there. Let's make this real simple, you numbnut. You can say whatever you want in a church. You can say whatever you want in the library. Sure, they request that you be quiet and may ask you to leave because they want to keep fairly quiet in there. Movie theater, same thing. You are allowed to say whatever it is you wish. That is the wonderful thing about public spaces. You don't like it? Go to Canada. Go somewhere else instead of trying to ruin here. You really are one of the good Lord, you one of the dumbest living beings. Let's see. We got this one. What if free speech includes a lie or incorrect information? Like someone, for example, says incorrect stuff about vaccine or politics that can cause hurt and damage others. Do you still allow it? Twitter banned many anti-vaccine people under this spread of incorrect information. If it is a lie, make a debate with empirical evidence proving it's a lie. See how they heard? Let's say in Denmark, few people burn Quran in name of free speech. And now the video is on Twitter in the name of freedom. How would Twitter, or how would you, it be under your censorship? About 1+ billion Muslims find it hurtful and disrespectful towards their sentiments. I'll make it real simple. You don't have a right to not be offended. People destroy something that, like you referred to, like this person referenced here, like a Quran. Okay, they posted, knowing that it's probably going to piss people off. You had the right to do so. They had the right to be pissed off. What they don't have a right to do is do what they normally do if you even draw their profit, which is murder you, like they did at Charlie Hebdo. Freedom of speech has consequences, and those consequences are different to censorship. Wow, you are one brain dead. Oh, there we go. That really sells what type of. That really sells what type of moron you are. Did the U.S. government fine, censor, or imprison you for something you said? Let's see. Yes, your First Amendment right may have been violated. No, but Facebook, Twitter, Reddit, etc. banned me and or people made fun of me. Your First Amendment rights were not violated. You were probably being a dick. Suck it up. Here's one for you to suck up, Buttercup, as saying that you're proudly part of a domestic terror organization, because you're saying that you are Antifa. Your complaints about it would be valid if you didn't have a law passed that deemed that these companies had legal protections and tax benefits and other legal benefits by claiming that they're a platform while acting as a publisher. By acting as a publisher, whenever they were claiming to be a platform, they were violating the particular law in question. Section 230. It's real simple. If they're a platform, then they are not allowed to do that. They are just there to put it on there, and if what the person says breaks the law, ta-da! If they're a publisher, then they have a legal responsibility for what is put on there. Whereas as a platform, the person putting the stuff on there has the legal responsibility. And basically, what you can figure out, Miss Domestic Terry, is whenever you go and you put things like Twitter, Facebook, Reddit banned you, okay, you're upset because you won't be able to do the banning anymore because you heard something that hurt your little fee-fees. And you can't say that somebody is a dick and should be taken away because you didn't agree with them. Please stay on board. I want to hear you whine and cry some more. Of course, this person exactly what Elon means is that he will make Twitter policy similar or equal to the law. If the law allows, Twitter will allow it too. That will just make Miss Terry here angry. Sorry, I'm going to call her a Miss Terry. Whenever she has that she is, I am Antifa. The people that terrorized our country in 2020. Sorry, shouldn't rant on that. Sorry, shouldn't rant on the stupidity. Then you have this one. Oh, wow, we can tell the type of person this is. I'm going to virtue signal that I'm with Ukraine. Oh, boy. Except for you probably don't even know half of what they're doing. What he means is he'll run it like he runs Tesla. Wow. You're going with New York Times, buddy? Good choice with that one. We'll get into who owns that one in a few. Let's see. You may want to educate everyone on freedom of speech versus censorship and what isn't protected by the First Amendment. I'm thinking massive campaign, Elon Musk. After seeing all these comments, can you put $44 billion in our education system next? Justice Oliver Wendell Holmes Jr. offered the classic example of the line between protected and unprotected speech in Shinnick when he observed that shouting fire in a theater where there is none is not protected speech categories of unprotected speech. You idiot. You know what? If I had a moment, I will pull up the exact quote because I happen to have the Great Dissent. You can shout fire in a theater. It is only illegal or wrong if it only becomes a problem whenever it becomes, and this is real simple, a panic that causes harm. Anybody could walk into a theater and announce that I could walk into the middle of, let's say I could go to any theater in New York. I could walk out on the stage and say, there is no fire, but I'm about to shout fire because I am legally able to shout fire. The moment that it becomes a problem is whenever you do it to incite a panic or riot. This person only breaks down libel and slander, fighting words, obscenity, and sedition, which they can't even define sedition considering most of them are definitely in support of it. Look at 2020. Alright, yeah. See, right here. I hope that even my worst critics remain on Twitter because that is what free speech means. Simple. And of course, these people will whine and cry. And they'll claim to leave, but this has become the new I'm going to Canada because Orange Man got elected. Good Lord. Are you for free speech that includes misinformation, disinformation, conspiracy theories, etc., that are posted for political reasons, even though they are pushing ideas that are harmful of the individual, society, the country, or the world? Yes, because whenever they put it out there, that gives you the ability to shine a light on it and prove that they are disinformation, misinformation, whatever you want to call it. Whenever you can prove, it allows you to shine the light to prove they're wrong, and by doing that, completely discredit them. But you, on the other hand, say, no, 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 anything that doesn't agree with me is definitely not allowed. You're quoting John Lewis? Really? Sorry. Let's just try to find some funny memes out of it. That's just going to aggravate me. Reading these idiots. Let's see. First Amendment guarantees freedom concerning religion, expression, assembly, and the right to petition. It forbids Congress from both promoting one religion over others and also restricting an individual's religious practices. It guarantees freedom of expression by prohibiting Congress from restricting the press or the rights of the individuals to speak freely. It also guarantees the right of citizens to assemble peaceably and to petition their government. Yeah, but it doesn't include the right to burn down cities and murder people. But apparently y'all think it is. Please reinstate Dr. Robert Malone. I'm going to speak bluntly. Physicians who speak out are being actively hunted via medical boards and the press. They are trying to delegitimize and pick us off one by one. This is not a conspiracy theory. This is a fact. Please wake up. This is happening globally. And yes, I do remember quite a bit of Dr. Robert Malone. He did quite a few interviews. Because he did not go with the narrative at the time, which ultimately he was vilified and everything else by these people, by certain people, and those that follow along with Lord Fauci and others like him. They basically tried to destroy this man, and lo and behold, he was vindicated by their own admissions months later. Not how the mere concept of free speech makes so many people go into uncontrollable apoplectic rage fits. It really jingles my jangles. Okay. Like that one. You may need to buy Google and Apple also. Eventually. Oh, God. Oh, that's a good one. I like that one. And these idiots, tax the rich. Here he does pay. He paid more taxes than any living being and organization last year. You moron. Oh, of course, you're one of I stand with Ukraine people. Now, let's see. This is South Africa anti-hate speech law. You're going to comply with it in South Africa. No. He's an American citizen. Following American laws. Jesus. Germany. No kidding on that one. There's some interesting laws on Germany. Freedom means not to hinder our awakening. Back to how it should be. If Elon doesn't rename Twitter to MySpace X, then it was all for nothing. Okay. So, will your vision take into account user experience, like if your platform is so rigid for free speech, but becomes a hellscape of harassment and Yahtzeism for others, then how will you maintain users? Well, considering you're the Yahtzees that want to strangle off people's ability to speak, I guess if you leave, they'll run. Gradually, people like you that want to strangle off people's ability to speak, you will I guess eventually you will, if you want to go on that route, eventually you people that want to choke off speech leave, enough you leave, the Yahtzees will be gone. You know, you can't act like them and then claim everybody else is. It's sort of like the thing I went through last night on that children's book that you had the person upset about, oh, it's going to lead to all this, that, and the other. Well, think about it for a moment. There was a group of people in a certain part of Europe in the 1930s that did the same thing with every other book, except for they just burned them. They just burned those books they didn't agree with. Seems a little familiar. Can't say didn't expect it though. All right, let's see the likes. Wow, Twitter is full of self-proclaimed experts, journalists, Rossicists, and others who trend misinformation and make very negative remarks in the name of free speech. The platform has policies which every user agreed to before signing up. Granting full freedom of speech will be disastrous. You're an idiot. You know, it's real simple. You got stuff you don't want to hear, block it so you don't hear it. Live in your little echo chamber. Instead of worrying how this guy spends his money, you should worry how this guy spends his money. You should worry about how they are spending your money. No kidding. And you can put absolutely any president, any Congress, any Senate right there. All of them. Interchangeable. How are they? Just saying. Doesn't know if that's very good to know. Which one of these is covered by your version of free speech? You already do that. You already allow that as long as it comes from a certain direction. You don't seem to have a problem with that one. Celebrating response, you celebrated domestic terror groups, destroying cities, murdering people, beating, harassing people, and everything else in 2020. So, you know, just saying. On here, because it was going with the same narrative. Oh, going for the child exploitation. Oh, that's a bad angle to go considering you're on Twitter. Considering Twitter's the same ones that were promoting and defending the movie Cuties. Good choice there. You promoted burn, loot, murder, and Antifa. So, yeah, Twitter's still, you didn't leave then. Just saying. No. Then you got this one. Well, let's talk about free speech and what it actually means. Public service announces the right to free speech means the government can't arrest you for what you say. Doesn't mean that anyone else has to listen to you. That's called you can block it if you don't want it. It's called self-regulation, self-censorship. So, like, if I don't like something on TV, I don't watch it. I change the channel. If I don't want to see something on the internet, I click off that website and go to another. Real simple. Doesn't shield you from criticism. It's free speech doesn't mean that you won't be criticized. It means you're just more than likely going to get criticized for saying whatever the hell you wanted to. If you're yelled at, boycotted, have your show canceled, or get banned from an internet community, your free speech rights are being violated. Depends on your perspective on that one. You idiot. It's just that the people listening think yeah. And because they can't stand, because people like this that put the stuff like that. Because people like, oh, you're a Broncos fan. Yeah. Anyways, because people decide to use that as their defense to crucify people, harass them, and destroy their livelihood at all costs, because they didn't want to hear what the person said, and because they didn't want to hear it, they thought nobody should be allowed to hear the person. Well, that justifies them doing that. So here's an idea. Go through the very door that you say that you're showing others. Enjoy. Well, which country? No, U.S., you idiot. Wow. You idiot. You know what? I'm going to look up. I know somebody to look up. Let's get out of this thread before I go completely mad. There we go. How can a person not enjoy seeing stuff from Gina Carano? Lobsters are mermaids to scorpions. Cookie dough is the sushi of the church. Okay. Ow, ow, ow. Falls out, cat. Let's see. Wow. Yeah. Let's see. Your unauthorized opinion is our democracy. So accept mine. Leave Mike says delete your account. Oh, I hit some nail on the head. For too long, tech platforms have amplified disinformation and extremism with no accountability. The EU is poised to do something about it. I urge our transatlantic allies to push the Digital Service Act across the finish line and bolster global democracy before it's too late. It's just like that, well, I better not say too much on that one because I don't want to get Epstein or that one guy in the early 90s that somehow magically um, offed himself with 2 shots in the back of his head. Just saying. I support anyone's right to be who they want to be. My question is, to what extent do I have to participate in your self-image? Fair point. Okay, just understand me. I agree with that one. Okay. There we go. To go through trial and error of like, this one tastes like beef, this one killed Brian immediately, and this one makes you see God for a week. I'm glad I came over to Gina Carano on that one. Oh, that's too good. Yes. I am glad I came to Gina Carano. That was the right choice, you know. Get away from the other one because that was just getting aggravating. Let's get back to the funny stuff, and by God, Gina Carano has it. Of course, lies. But I was quoting for Peterson on that one. Yeah, looking at Jordan Peterson, old man. Well, I remember the government pretty much never rolled any of it back without the court's forces. Ow, 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 ow. Sorry, got a cat to just climb my thigh. Claws out. And I'm in shorts. I can't find it. Help me. Kids on Easter. I can see a small purple egg with pink polka dots hidden under that shrub 40 feet away. And by the way, it's laying in the grass. It probably has 9 jelly beans inside. Yeah, that's truth there. Huh. Oh, I remember this one. And I have to say, that had to hurt like hell. That's a lot of pressure that gets pushed up from the prosthetic when you do that. Making it look like an accident, not because they know he's Superman, but because he's really a really good journalist. Make a comedy because the CIA assassins can't figure out why their attempts keep failing. If we can't say what we think under our roof, then we have no roof. Now let's just know Twitter does the kingdom own directly and indirectly. And what are the, yeah, that was because the Saudi prince was upset that he was buying it. How is this not the biggest story? Yeah. Ew. Bullseye. Good Lord. Wow, no kidding on that. Yep. Bullseye on that one. Yeah, we're starting to go back pretty far. 11 and stuff. Let me show something. You know, for her, I'd almost consider. Yeah. You know, I may have to consider getting Twitter just for the hell of it. I'll think about it. Okay. Oh, wow. Axios complaining about Daily Wire spending $100 million to kids' entertainment. Yeah, Axios, the same people who like to highlight the drag queen story hours and stuff like that. Yeah, those same ones. The ones that defended the main school district that had decided to say it's decided to hand out things and have instructional videos about having kids doing personal things to themselves, giving them instructions on how. Yeah. Now, you defended that, but oh no, somebody that you don't like is making kids booths that you don't, or shows or whatever, and you don't know anything about what would be in it. Ooh. You know, GPS. Would you like to save and would you like to make an illegal U-turn here to save 10 minutes? And if you say no, it's like nerd. Oh, okay. Oh, I don't know if you looked this up, but really you gotta look up Jeremy's Razors. The commercial's awesome. You know, I'll send it to you later. You know what? Actually, we're going to go over to Nerdrotic and see if he has anything good. Because this is a person I watch on YouTube. So. By the way, if you get a chance, actually a really good video here. Look for Nerdrotic on YouTube and look up this video, the top 5 murdered franchises. The guy really goes over it in a very amusing way and very well edited. 4 seconds of Moon Knight in Moon Knight show. That makes it almost 12 minutes of Costume Moon Knight, Mr. Knight in 5 episodes. Okay. See, at this moment, Blue Twitter is called a consequence. Yeah. Here we go. This is something that saw earlier, and if you get a chance, I'll see if I can send you the thing. Tim Pool here was on Joe Rogan's show, and this lady here is the lawyer for Twitter. The basically the reason that things are the way they had been, because she pushed heavily for it all, any censorship and everything else. But here we go. The circle really fits it. Hey, here's an example of Twitter's left-wing bias. We have to take context into consideration. Twitter's interpretation of context is affected by their left-wing bias. I would need to see an example of that. It's just a circle of crap. Definitely free Hill versus Babyface, as I watch him too. He starts finding out all the Twitter actors doing behind the scenes. Razor Fist. Yeah, this is the top lawyer, which I am not even going to try to pronounce that name. Sorry. I cried during meeting. Must take over. If you look it up, I believe Project Veritas has some leaked recordings from some of the Twitter meetings. Whew. It's funny. I heard a few snippets of it, and all those poor things are distraught. Okay. This is definitely hitting the nail on the head. Taylor Lorenz is a god-awful human being. Yeah. Then you got D-Day Cobra here. Get off of that. E Y. Y E Y. But anyways, his account got banned because of Naughty Dog, because of this. He put Scott Steiner's head onto Abby's body. Or whatever her name is off of Last of Us Part 2. Because of a meme, his account got banned.
And Elon Stalin is taking over, so fuck you, Twitter, and goodbye forever, you insane Q-like forum. Or soon to be insane like Q-like forum. Peace out! Bye!
Elon Musk, this is directly to you. Enjoy Twitter. I just deactivated mine. I will not be reactivating it. Enjoy.
I deactivated my account and deleted the app. That's what I think of it. Fuck Elon Musk.
Today, Twitter has announced that they've been bought by Elon Musk, or however you say his name. I'm not interested in staying on Twitter anymore because of this, and I think there's a lot of people that are about to leave. So I just wanted to let everyone know that you can find me here. I'm going to also share this on Twitter before I deactivate my account so that anyone who wants to follow me can find me here as well.
Hey, I did a thing today. I deactivated my Twitter account. You can too.
Whiny little turds. I'm going to abandon because
Well,
somebody else got on there. That's let's see.
This man is evil.
Oh, all right. We're gonna watch this one just because.
This man is evil. And this was my favorite platform, and I'm going to tell you why it is ruined. Hello, my fellow queer and non-binary friends. My name is Marty Epstein. My pronouns are they, them, and as you all know, today will go down as the most horrific day in history, surpassing the Holocaust, due to the fact that Nazi white supremacist Elon Musk has purchased Twitter so that him and his Nazi heterosexual friends will be able to post their problematic anti-science beliefs and get away with it. This is a threat to our democracy. Recently, Elon tweeted that Netflix is waiting for the war to end so that they can make a movie about a black Ukrainian guy who falls in love with a transgender Russian soldier. This is disgusting. Not only is this racist and transphobic, but I do not find it funny at all. And unlike Elon, I am way funnier than him. Here is a joke I wrote. Now listen to it and tell me who is funnier, me or Elon the Nazi. How many white supremacists does it take to change a light bulb? None, because white supremacists don't believe in change. Somebody laugh. Thank you. Otherwise, I'll cancel you. Elon Musk is Hitler reincarnated, and this is very problematic. My fellow queer council members, I say to you that democracy is in the balance. So are you going to side with swastikas or with rainbows? Also, for the record, I would like to state that I love everyone and believe that everyone deserves free speech as long as their beliefs align with mine. Do you not care about our future generation, or do you live in an echo chamber where you can't hear the cries of your normal, everyday person like me?
Yeah, I remember seeing a clip of this one,
for
but
you to save us from this
hadn't
fascist.
watched the whole
Do
thing.
you not hear me, or do you just not care? Do you realize that shortly Donald Trump will shortly be reinstated on Twitter, where he will be able to promote his dangerous ideas to the whole world once again?
All right.
Let me tell you.
The guy's a comedian. that was the whole point. he just said to give that as his reaction to a lot of these people on Twitter going berserk. And the sad part is half of what he used was, actually more than half, if I remember what he was saying in the other thing, was a culmination of what everybody else was saying. That was actually truly whining. Leave the Californians, though. Yeah. Actually, I say go to Florida. Really tick them off. Don't you dare do it, old man. Just because of this, the technical prowess I have doesn't mean that's... Okay, well, let's see. Oh, the Sword of Omens. Cool. That is an awesome map. Oh, the hell is that? Lead here, dude who torched career prospects with bad tattoos. No choice but to teach. Yeah, I keep hearing the Northman was good, so Northman or Harper. Oh, Miss Neurotic made something. Huh. Well, there you go. Netflix has lost 200,000 subscribers Q1 and expects to lose another 2 million in quarter two. Well, there may be a correlation here. Just saying. Yeah, there's that Taylor Lorenz when she decided to go to people's. She decides to harass people and stalk them, and then she complains because, oh no, somebody called her out on it. That's harassing her. Now that was her at look at this. Which of my relatives did you enjoy harassing the most at their homes yesterday? Yeah. Mind you, the person still has a job. Somehow still has a life. I would not do that in Texas, but that's just me. Oof. Some people are a little touchy down there about that type of thing. Oh, God. Right. Anyways, sorry. Let's see what somebody else to look up real quick before I have to punch out of here. Let's see. Where did Gina Carano? Game Neurotic for that. Let's see. Yeah, I'd say use Twitter. Just pop into look up Nerdrotic. It's funny stuff. But why was I here again? Yeah, Gina Carano. We'll go back to Musk for a moment. See if there's any replies to this one I showed you earlier. Let's see. No, I guess not. Well, I'll try to have something better planned next time I stream. I spend half my time looking through goofy stuff on here, and yeah, I don't know if that really works for content. I don't know what the limits are on it. Yeah, was there anything you wanted me to look up? Any games or movies? You know, just think of some for next time I do this, and so I can take care of that. But anyways, well, I'm gonna go ahead and log out. I'll be over on Twitch here in a few. Since nobody's watching me, anyways, so might as well not get watched over there too. And because I don't know what to do. Anyways, well, thank you to anybody who watched. Thank you, old man, for coming by again. One of these days, I'm gonna figure out how to give you a wrench, because there has to be a way that I'm not seeing. And that kind of bugs me. But anyways, I thank anybody who watched. I hope you have a pleasant evening, day, or whatever it is for you if you're watching a replay of this. And any suggestions for things to do, look up or anything, open to them. Anyways, talk to you next time. Whatever that is.